and welcome back to Arguably Speaking.
I'm Kiera.
I'm Sarah.
And we're so happy you're here for another episode.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Long time no see. We have a video this time. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can see the video and see our smiling faces. The video quality is very mid.
Yeah.
Very meh at best. But you can see our faces. We are moving. You can probably see our lips moving. And you can see our lovely little sign and everything. But this is a very, very special episode. This is our last episode of Season 1.
Season 1. This is the 45th episode. We worked very hard over the past few hours and days to make sure that we could get to 45 before I am off to grad school. And so this is going to be our final episode recording as roommates.
Aww, it's already sad.
It is sad.
We've been a little sad and a little emotional.
Yeah.
But we're really happy that we have gotten to share this whole year together and share this podcast together. It's like, as much as we address anybody who's been listening to this at all, it's kind of a time capsule for us, like more than anything, and a really good just like memory for us to be able to keep through. And so we just wanted to do something a little bit special. We hung our string lights up again. At any moment they could fall. We forgot how like perilous it was to have so much string lights over our heads while we record. And we forgot like the camera is on. We can see ourselves. We have the little like viewfinder in front of us.
I'm making eye contact with myself a lot, and I don't know whether to look at you or to look at the tiny virtual me in front of us.
Well, and we've gotten so used to just like talking and chatting and not thinking of anything else, and now it's like, oh my gosh, our faces again.
I'm right there.
I'm right here. So I actually might like minimize it.
That sounds great.
Sound good? Okay. But hopefully you will be able to see us, but we're gonna
we
not
won't be able
ourselves.
to see you or ourselves. So anyways, we're gonna start with a little catch up, because while it has not been very long since we recorded our last episode, it has been a while since we've caught up.
Yeah, it's been a very busy, wild ride too, because the past 2 days we have been trying to do some fun things. So Sarah's had the time off work and been doing a lot of packing.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of packing. I have been selling things on Buy Nothing and, trying to schedule fun, different little events to check more things off the bucket list. So the first thing I was going to talk about was what we did yesterday evening, which was Monday night. Very fun.
A party night, really.
Yeah, a real huge party. We, we all gathered together a little bit later than anticipated to go to karaoke, and by a little bit later than anticipated, it was like 7 p.m. Yeah.
And then I think we got there like 7:30. No, we got there at 7, right?
We got there pretty quick. Thankfully, the karaoke place we were going to, I made a reservation at 7 and we left the house at 7.
Yes.
But it was only like a 6-minute drive away, which was perfect.
It was very, very close.
Yeah.
And it was not like a traditional karaoke experience. I think when sometimes I feel like karaoke is like you're at a bar or you're at some kind of public place and you just are like, mic, here's a mic, let's sing.
And there's a bunch of people who are there just, enjoying their evening out, you know.
And doing regular things. But this was like an actual karaoke place. Like they had designated rooms for your party. They had small, medium, and large rooms. And they had everything set up. Like, they had a big screen. They had 2, like, real microphones.
Yeah. They were really strong.
They were super strong.
It was interesting trying to balance, like, okay, how much do we actually want to hear ourselves sing? And, like, these are not... I don't know if you have used many microphones, but most of the time you have to put it, like, right next to your face.
Yeah, it was picking up everything.
Yeah,
though. We were like having to hold it further
foot
away.
out. Yeah, exactly.
And because we were in the room, everything was echoing because there were so many of us.
Yeah.
And it was picking up like all of our voices all the time.
Yeah.
And the music was
wild.
really loud, and it was good. Like, it was still an overall very positive time. Positive.
It was very fun.
experience.
It was very fun. It was just a different karaoke experience than I think I've ever had before.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Additionally, we were in this room where they had the music cue situation, and it was so weird. Not only was it hard to find like songs and artists, it would play some sort of music video with it.
Yeah.
And the music video sometimes was the actual music video from whatever song it was, and sometimes it was just a random compilation of images.
Kira and I realized that we've never actually seen the music video for What Makes You Beautiful by
The
One
One Direction. And it's so
which
wild.
is super wild.
Yeah.
Like, there's one girl and just all of the band members. And
Love her.
Love her. Just absolutely obsessed. But, like, also, I thought she kind of looked a little old for them.
Yeah, I know. She looked like an older sister almost.
Yeah. It was weird. But it was
Yeah.
really, really fun. We all screamed. I think my highlight from the night was Grace had cued the song My Way. Originally, I heard to try and get our roommate Matthew to sing it. But roommate Cade, former long distance friendshiping current roommate Cade, was like, My Way, I'll sing that, which I thought Cade had requested it.
Yeah, because Cade sings that song pretty regularly.
Right. Cade's a crooner.
Yeah, but on this outing,
Oh my gosh.
this man has never sounded better singing.
I was shocked.
Oh,
And
Cade's
I've
a
heard
singer.
Cade sing before.
Yeah.
I've heard Cade sing before, and I guess recently I've only really heard him sing just for like fun or like
Yeah.
messing around. But he was performing.
He was definitely performing.
I
it
had
was
chills.
like, it was pretty amazing. And a lot of our songs were like silly and funny, but there were a couple ones where people were singing and it was like, wow, everyone's
Wow.
so good at singing.
You sound really nice.
You sound really good. And My Way was definitely one of them.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful. It was amazing. Grace, another friend of ours who has not been on the pod, but may
wanted
have
to
been
be,
mentioned.
so-
Yes. Honorary mention on the pod was also out with us, and Grace is a very beautiful singer as well, and she did a song from Greece, and it was very, very fun.
Yeah.
She can flip her voice all over the place, which is really cool and neat. And if you don't know what I mean, I don't know how to explain it. So that's what I've got.
And the last thing we'll say about karaoke before we move on is that there was some really interesting remixes.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have some songs. Like, we just couldn't find them unless they
Right.
were, like, kind of hidden away. Typing mechanisms were weird. And then you would see them. And then they would just, like... And then they would just be something else. Like, they would be the words that you know.
Right.
Maybe a different beat. Maybe
Yeah.
a slightly different melody.
Yeah.
Something wild.
Like, we tried to do Take Me Home Country Roads by John Denver, but it was like way faster and like a big group band thing. It was wild.
It went up, it went down, and then we
Yeah.
were like, whoa.
It was like a hoedown and like a jam sesh. I don't know, it was all over the place, but we had a lot of fun. It was a
We
great time.
did.
It was a
I would
great time.
definitely karaoke again.
Yeah.
Maybe later in the evening with some beverages
Yes.
included.
Yeah, I think so.
I've karaoke'd before, but never in that setting.
Yeah, me neither. Hey, and right afterwards we went and got some bubble tea, which was very fun.
Yes, it was.
Kira got some water, which was awesome.
No, I got ice cream.
Kira got ice cream. That's true.
I was just like, the caffeine's gonna make me stay up.
Yeah.
I don't need this.
Maybe that's why I had trouble sleeping last night.
Maybe so.
That makes
Maybe
sense.
so.
That makes sense. But it was really, really lovely, and it was a very good night out with friends, just running around, being goobers, singing and
Silly goofy.
singing and running around and all of that good stuff. So
Yeah.
it was awesome. Yeah.
So that was pretty much all that happened on Monday. Like, good karaoke session, stayed up a little late, And then it was Tuesday.
And then it was Tuesday. Kiera, as we know, has a full-time job.
I work now.
Kiera works now. She did so good. She worked so hard. And I, yet again, packed a little bit. But also today, I went to a thrift store with friend Bella / roommate Bella. And I did not buy any clothes because I'm doing a year of not buying any clothes. But Bella did buy me a shirt.
Ooh.
So, it's
This
very
is
fun.
exciting.
I think it's very fun. It's very cute, and it is small, and I will be wearing it to the airport.
Yeah, all you really need to do is wear layers, because once you get to your destination, you're good.
Oh, definitely. I'm wearing 4 skirts to the airport.
4 skirts. We've got an oversized bag, a
Yes.
regular size bag for checked bags, a carry-on, and a personal item.
Yep. I'm feeling great.
Thank you, Southwest.
I did store some items in the garage this morning. That was kind of my morning thing, was that I put one under the bed rolling tin of flannels and jackets that I won't need in Texas because it's hot there. And then I put my backpack in the garage. You can use my backpack if you would like.
I do have one, but thank you.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's super
Yeah,
cool.
how do you think I went backpacking,
I have no idea.
last year?
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, it happened.
Well, hey,
Now we've got 2.
Yeah, now you have 2. Bella can use one, you can use one, you guys can go on a trip or something.
Camping!
Could be cute.
Camping and backpacking.
Totally.
Perfect.
Totally. And yeah, that was kind of my morning. I came back here and I edited the podcast and chatted with my parents. There is a fire going on in Colorado right now, which is a little scary. But we're figuring it out and everyone is safe. And there's a bunch of extra donkeys on our farm right now, which is fun.
Whoa.
And goats. My
There's
mom
going to be a
sent
lot
me
of extra
picture of a
wild,
goat.
a lot of extra wildlife while you're home.
Yes, exactly. So that'll be good. But yeah, that's pretty much my Tuesday.
And then this evening we had a fun night. So after I got home from work, I got home a little late. We're like, let's get the gang together and let's go out and have a nice meal. It's Sarah's last night in the house as a full-time roomie. Definitely she's gonna visit and be around, but
Yeah.
this is the last night that we're gonna live together for a little while.
Which is
sad.
Sad.
But that's okay because we were going out with a bang. And you know what? It was time for a challenge tonight.
exactly. I wanted to do something that I've never done before, but I had heard Kiera had done, and that is hot pot.
Hot pot.
My
Your poor little voice.
My little voice went to karaoke, and I have been crying. So there's liquid draining down it, and I just sound a little bit like what you hear right now. But
it's
anyways,
great.
we got hot pot.
The enunciation is perfect.
What is hot pot, Kiera?
Well, thank you for asking, Sarah. Hot pot is a dish. It's not really a dish. It's a very big pot where boiling liquid, also known as broth, is set in the middle of a table. And you turn on a little stove to keep it boiling. And you get all these fun meats. And you get vegetables. And you get noodles and everything. And you throw it in that boiling pot. And that boiling pot, also known as a hot pot, I'm sorry I'm over explaining this, but I just feel as you should know, cooks the food and you're able to pull it out and eat it right there. And you burn your tongue a lot, but you eat a lot of good food.
It's true. It was a really enjoyable experience. I will say I was a little nervous going in, you know? I had heard about it before, but I had never seen, you know, what it really looked like. And it really put my chopsticking skills to the test. I think I've improved over my year of living here. You know, I've eaten a lot more Asian food and a lot of I've gone out and eaten noodles more than I ever have. Because I usually don't get noodles out because I'm like, I could make this at home. But Asian style noodles, any kind, every kind, I could not make that at home unless I bought a lot more ingredients and
spices.
Skills.
Yeah, all of the things.
Yeah.
All
So
of the above.
anyways. Putting the chopsticking skills to the test. Glass noodles.
Glass
Hard.
noodles. Wide noodles.
Really cool. Clear, see-through, stretchy. and sauce. So oil is flying everywhere, you guys. Like,
Yes.
the broth is flicking everywhere. I have spots all over my skirt. It's delicious. It's spicy. Cade and I are struggling with the heat. We can't handle it. We got to get out of the kitchen because we can't take the heat. But it was very fun. It was a great time. Kiera was a menace because she just kept on throwing stuff in the pot. And we were like, whoa, 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 Kiera. We might be slower than you, but we also want to play. Yee-hee-hee.
Yes. Well, it's because it's like you never want to have to wait for the food to cook. And it's like that's the worst part of it is like being hungry and wanting the food to be done.
Yeah.
So usually like as soon as the food comes out, I'm like throw that sucker in that hot pot.
Get it in.
Especially the vegetables.
True.
The vegetables take forever. Potatoes take forever. And any type of like root vegetable.
Yeah.
Just like note that. And those should go in the first thing. They also retain heat a lot. So they should sit on your plate the longest before
Also
you
true.
eat them.
Yeah.
But we were throwing food in and Sarah was introduced to the sauce bar.
I was. Oh my gosh. That, honestly, that was the highlight of my evening. If someone had just given me a bowl of white rice and Kiera had access to that sauce bar and whipped some stuff up for me, easy money. Like, I was having a great time. I don't know what was in what she made besides vinegar in one and sesame oil in the other, but I was in love. So
Yeah, I threw a couple things together that I thought would be good supplements, and honestly, it was very helpful, especially for the spicy portion, because the bitterness of the vinegar sometimes cut that spiciness.
Yeah.
So it's just like strong flavors, but
really yummy.
again, it's just like an experience. It's one of those
Totally.
things where you're like eating, but it's also an event.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it was definitely like an activity, which I think was good because then we weren't just sitting at dinner being like, sad. It was like, and now we're doing a thing.
And now it's like, oh my god, now we have to figure out how this works.
Exactly. So true. So true. It's also like the tricky thing about this is, dear listener, you get really excited because you have managed to get your chopsticks to hold on to the cooked item in the bowl. And you're like, oh, thank God, I'm able to pick this item out of the bowl. I'm going to put it directly into my mouth. Which, if you remember, the whole name of this thing is hot pot. It is literally boiling. You're putting a boiling temperature thing straight into your mouth just because you don't want to have to set it down and pick it back up with your chopsticks
It's a
again.
struggle.
It's because it's just so hard, and so it's pretty dangerous. Bella and I, we got a little too close to the sun and got a little burned every now and again, but it was very fun and just very silly.
Yeah.
So.
And then we had a little bit of ice cream and cake time, because you can't have a meal and then not have dessert.
I agree.
At least something little. It doesn't need to be. We did have full-blown ice cream and cake, but it doesn't need to be that. Just a little after dinner mint. Just a little something.
Well, did you know that my parents used to do breakfast dessert for me?
You have told me this, and
It's true.
These are the times that I feel jealous of you.
I love it. I love it. Well, because I genuinely believe that's the reason that I eat breakfast so consistently, is because when I was growing up, I got to have a piece of candy out of the candy jar when I finished my breakfast. So, hey.
Positive reinforcement does wonders.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Horribly food motivated. Like it's such a wonderful way. I can do most things. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I would do
A
most
lot.
things. Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many things.
But anyways, enough about what's been happening recently. Let's get into this episode.
So, we both kind of have little activities. You can choose to go first. I can go first, whatever you would like. But we're kind of recapping the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole first season. That's what I'm gonna lovingly refer to it, because it's not really ending.
I love
this
it.
is season 1. We're
Season
just
1.
at the beginning. Don't you worry.
Hey, we've got exciting things in store.
Yeah.
I would like to do my little game first because I have 2 kind of little options that we can do it as. And dear listener, you will hear whichever one Kiera ends up picking. But I will explain the idea/concept to you all now, and then Kiera can kind of help me figure out how we're going to do it.
Perfect.
So, I thought it would be fun if I were to either play a short clip or read out what was said in a couple random episodes, and then you have to try and guess which episode that short clip or that quote was from.
Okay, let's do it. That sounds great. And I'm really happy that it's a different game than what I had in store.
I was really scared when I saw your face that was the exact same thing that you were doing, but it's not. Okay.
No, they are different.
So I have written down a couple different episodes and timestamps. So I will have to go in and find those timestamps. If you want, I can play it and we can see how it sounds on the audio, or I can just like play it for us and we can...
I think we play it for us.
Okay. Let me find a good one. Okay, I had a lot of fun. I did not obviously go through all 45 of our episodes because I did this in between packing today.
And that's a lot of episodes.
It's true, that's a lot of episodes. But if you listened to the end of last week's episode where I said you should go back and listen to whichever ones you had skipped, perhaps you will be at an advantage compared to Kiera in terms of deciding which episode these clips are from.
Well, it is interesting. As you're looking for clips and times, I will kind of keep talking. But it's interesting because as we're filming the podcast, I kind of forget like what we talk about. I remember a little bit. Obviously, I remember the beginning and I remember the general theme. But I don't remember all of the intricacies until I go back and edit it. And then when I hear it, when I'm not actually speaking out loud, then I remember everything. And so it's a little bit different. And we've been splitting the editing. I think there are bigger chunks of time when someone's maybe editing more podcasts or someone's editing less podcasts or trading off week to week. But sometimes you've heard it once and sometimes you've heard it like no times.
Okay, I am ready with the first clip for Kiera to listen to.
Perfect.
And sorry, do not look at the name of the... Perfect. Okay, here it is.
I'll land all the time in this house.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
Day of sun.
Also, we should watch that movie because it's leaving Netflix soon.
Awesome. Well, I know what movie it is because it was definitely La La Land that we were talking about.
It was.
And it's whatever episode that we did that we were giving like our favorite movies.
Yes.
But I forgot what we called it. It was like an award show.
Yeah, it wasn't the Emmys or the Grammys.
But it was the Tonys. But no, it wasn't that. I don't know. But it was that episode. I know I'm right. What was it called?
It's called The Speakies.
Aw, cute.
The Speakies.
Cute.
Okay, I wanted to do that one first because I thought you would be able to find it. Okay.
Yeah, we need an easy one to start out with. I need to start with Success.
This should be easier because it's where I had been listening to it anyways.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. Here is your next episode.
Eventually they're like, you're an adult, and like if you cause long-term damage, it's no longer our fault.
So true, so true. Yep.
Oh my god.
And then eventually they're like, you're an adult. If
you cause long-term damage,
it's no longer our fault.
But one, that's a great quote. Go
right?
me. Maybe, as a side note for anyone who's listening, sorry if the audio is getting crazy right now. We'll try to make
maybe
it
won't hold it so close next time.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But I don't know where that's from at all. Long-term damage. Is it like maybe it's about something like growing up?
Okay.
Close. Feel like it's yeah, I feel like it's something about growing up, but I don't know. It's definitely like we're talking about the past.
Yes.
And that's all I got.
So the episode was called Arguably Adulting, and we talked about the different ways we began to feel like responsible adults.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely in the same vein, but I was like, wow, I don't remember
so
saying that
yeah.
at all.
I thought it would be fun. Okay, our next one is...
water, right? Let me tell you.
It's so true. Also, can you imagine trying to learn how to swim with a tail right away? Like,
Yeah.
Sounds hard.
I know this one. This is the What Would You Do episode.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Good job.
We went on such a long tangent about what we like would do if we were inanimate objects too.
Yeah.
What if you woke up as a tree and it's like
Literally.
okay. There was a period of time when we were podcasting. Again, I'm just going to keep talking while you're looking because I think it's going to fill up the time nicely.
You're doing great.
There was a period of time where we were going through like podcast episode idea drought, and we were trying to figure out what we could do. We would just go back and forth, be like, what's it going to be this week? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And this one was definitely like we could find something. There's got to be an online thing.
Something that we can do.
And yeah, it was a random episode where we just talked in circles almost about nothing.
It's like just like a really long would you rather get to know you game.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that part particularly was talking about if we woke up with a mermaid tail, what would we do?
What would we do?
Okay,
Nice.
Your next clip is
Is it good?
right here.
Oops. I don't know. You know what? I haven't made. Actually, that's a lie. Kiera was about to lie to you guys.
That's all I get?
That's all you get.
Oh my god.
Actually,
Okay.
that's a lie.
Wow, that's a really short clip. Okay.
I know.
1. I'm gonna go based off the context clues that I can get, and the audio quality sounds bad.
True.
Sounds bad, and so I think it's like within our first 3 episodes. So our first episode was like, let's name the pod. The second episode was getting to know you. And then the third episode, I think, was to throw a perfect party or something.
Yeah.
And I think it's that one because the audio quality was really bad.
To throw a perfect party, you're right.
Oh my god.
You're totally right. You're totally right.
I was like,
Amazing.
I really had to deduce that. I was like,
I'm so
I don't
proud
know,
of you.
I don't know this. I don't know when I said this at all. There's just no way
What a
that
queen.
that's in my mind.
What a queen. I'm so impressed.
This is such a fun game.
I'm so glad that you think it's fun.
It's also really hard.
I know. Honestly, you're doing really well. I knew surely that you would not play this game for me because I have not listened to as many of the podcast episodes as you have.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is very silly.
Well, at the beginning, I was editing all of them.
Right.
So I was hearing them all, like, right after we were filming
Pretty often.
them. And then I have listened to some just, like, on my own accord. Because I was like, this was funny and silly. Like, I
Yeah.
want to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do 2 more.
Okay, and this is part of the 2.
And this is this is the first one, and then we'll do one more. Okay.
Great.
Here we are.
Yeah, there was a Sasquatch, which was pretty funny. But there was another woman who was like walking around. Right? No, honestly, like there are people out there who like dedicate their lives to searching for knitting.
Searching for knitting?
Knitting.
Knitting.
I can play it again for you if you want.
No, it's okay. It's just because we were talking over each other. So we've gotten much better at podcasting, I would say.
I agree.
I feel like we have. We have definitely excelled at learning when to not talk, and like the amount of times where our voice cuts out or is completely intelligible has shrunken down significantly.
Definitely.
With that being said, I didn't understand half of what was just
So the
played.
first word is Sasquatch, and then it's like,
Sasquatch.
no, literally, there are people who spend their whole lives dedicating it to searching for knitting.
Yeah, searching for knitting. Well, I mean, I feel like it was in a catch-up section that we were talking about, like, our hobbies.
You are correct.
And something.
It is in a catch-up section. It's not about hobbies, but
It's
it
not
was.
about
So
hobbies.
I'm the one telling the catch-up too, if
Yeah.
that helps you.
I mean, I think maybe... Okay, we did this one episode, and you were talking about when you went it wasn't thrifting, or, like, it was, like, the Seattle Recycled, but there's also that Benjamin Franklin one where you were talking about sewing as well. Long story short, I'm just, like...
Pulling at threads.
I'm pulling at threads.
That's okay.
No pun intended.
I just thought this quote was really funny. To be fair, I did not think you would be able to get the episode. The episode was end of year, end of days.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was talking about there was a miniature train set at the Christmas village that I went to with friend of the pod. And there was a scavenger hunt that we did looking at the miniature train set.
Yeah.
And there's a Sasquatch, and then there's someone who's knitting in the miniature, like, train set thing.
I
So,
remember this now.
Christmas, train town, end of year, end of days. that's the connection. But I also just thought it was really funny to play a clip that was like Sasquatch.
No, I was lost. I was like, we have talked. Okay, if there's a few themes that we talk about for Sarah specifically, it's knitting/sewing, really sewing, but then knitting by proxy.
Yeah, craft.
And then
Craft.
generally crafting and frisbee.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my god, that's in every single episode.
What do you mean?
Where could this be? Sasquatch? What?
I'm confused. Okay, I have one more section for you, and I think that you're gonna know right away which one this is, but I just wanted to include it because I thought it was funny.
Okay, perfect.
And
Perfect.
I hope that it also makes you laugh too.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not that we're not friends. You just shouldn't be here.
I'm confused. This is weird. Or I'd get there and there wouldn't be any beds.
This is not the one I thought it was.
Oh no.
But I did still write it down.
Okay.
It's not that we're friends, you just shouldn't be here. Is the quote.
It is funny. It's not. I feel like it might be an episode about dreams, actually.
Oh my god.
Wow,
You're
I'm amazing.
so good at this. I keep on thinking that you're looking at my phone and cheating, but you're not.
You can find me on the video on recording. I'm like looking into the distance right now. But this was the episode that your cousin was supposed to be on, and we couldn't get them on because they had to leave earlier in the day.
Oh, right.
And so we were like, we're gonna steal this podcast idea.
Yeah.
Dream a little dream.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm so impressed.
I came up with most of the episode titles for like a lot of our podcasts, not all of them.
You're amazing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think I definitely have an advantage in this game.
I think so too. And I'm really glad that this is going well, because if you were just gonna sit there and look at me dumbfounded,
like,
I would have
I don't
been a
remember
little
anything.
sad. Okay, now this should be one that you recognize right away, and I'm just including it because I think it's funny.
Final.
Bodacious booty! Bodacious!
Oh,
Bodacious booty! Bodacious!
Oh my god, this is one of my favorite episodes.
Me
also,
too.
be careful, there's a
I'm
wall
sorry,
behind
I know. I just hit my head on the wall. You guys could probably see it.
Oh my gosh. No, this was the horse cube ladder episode.
I loved this episode so much.
Oh, what was
So
it
funny.
called though? I can't remember. Oh, Shapes and Colors.
Shapes and
It's called
Colors.
Shapes and Colors.
Yep.
And basically, there's no explanation needed. This last episode is basically just an infomercial for you to listen to all of our other episodes.
It's
because
just true.
we're funny.
We're so funny, and we
We're
had
so
so
funny.
much fun making
We're
this
so
podcast. But anyways, that is all for me and my game. I hope you
Wow.
had fun.
I did. I didn't know what it was gonna be.
Amazing.
Because I was worried it was going to overlap with my little trivia game.
Okay, I'm excited.
So I have gone back through our episodes and compiled a list of trivia questions for you
Oh my
to
gosh.
answer.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
So essentially, I'll just be giving you an open-ended question. I will let you try to take a stab at it, but then I will give you multiple choice answers.
Oh, perfect.
So like
Okay.
you will get the answer no matter what.
I love a multiple choice.
But I am hopeful that there are a couple like that
That
you
I
will
should
just know.
right off. Okay, I'm
Some of them are
so
hard.
excited.
Some of
Okay.
them are hard, like you won't know without the multiple choice situation. But you can guess and check as many times as you want, up to 4, really, because there's
Perfect.
only four
Perfect.
options for all of them.
I'm so excited.
Okay,
Okay.
so we will start off with an easy one. This is, and you should know this too, dear listeners. So if
I
you're
forgot
a,
the camera was here.
if you're a real
Hello,
fan,
dear camera.
if you're a real fan of the pod, now you'll know this.
Follow along.
Okay, so actually, I'm not going to start out with an easy one.
Okay.
I saved the best for middle. Apparently.
Best for middle.
No, actually, for you, I told you it'd be easy, and we'll start out with an easy one.
Perfect.
How many episodes will we have after we finish season 1 of Arguably Speaking?
45 episodes.
Boom.
Amazing.
We've mentioned it once, we'll mention it again. 45 episodes. It feels like a solid number. We were trying to get to 50 and realized we were going to have to film like 3 episodes a week, and that was not going to happen.
Not sustainable
So-
for our sleep and our sanity.
Yeah. So we're like, yeah.
45 is great. 45
45's
it's a
good.
multiple of 15. It's a multiple of 3.
Yeah.
5. 9.
all these good numbers.
So many
Sarah
good
loves
numbers.
factors.
I do. Factoring numbers is one of my favorite hobbies. Okay. Next favorite hobby is trivia.
Question number 2 is, how long is our longest episode?
Ooh, okay. I'll make a guess and then I'll wait for the multiple choice.
Yes.
I'm gonna say an hour and 12 minutes.
An hour and 12 minutes. Okay. Sounds good. So I am going to go through 4 options for you.
Okay.
Option A, an hour and 46 minutes.
Okay.
Option B, an hour and 22 minutes.
Okay.
Option C, an hour and 31 minutes. And option D, an hour and 27 minutes.
Wow, so they're all longer than...
They're all longer than what you said.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bonus points if you can guess which episode it is.
Well, I feel like it has to be the episode that we had our parents on. Is that right?
It is not right.
Shoot.
Okay.
Is it the first episode?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll have a behind the I will give my thoughts, but you have to guess a time.
Okay.
So do you want me to go say them one more time?
Yeah, just quick.
An hour and 46, an hour 22, an hour 31, and an hour 27.
I'm gonna say an hour 27.
So close, but no cigar.
An hour 26.
An hour, that was not one of the options.
Oh, an hour. What was the other 21?
An hour 22.
An hour 22.
It's also not that.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So it's either an hour 46 or an hour 31.
It's got to be 31.
It's 31.
Oh my gosh. Which episode is it?
And that was our second episode, getting to know all about you.
Oh.
Because we did a huge, we really bit off more than we could chew. We just added so much because we were going over 9 very specific questions.
Yeah.
We were very new to podcasting.
That's so funny.
And we were also just talking and talking and talking. Granted, we do that anyways.
True.
But we really just didn't let the presses stop rolling.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Amazing.
Yeah,
well,
there you
and
go.
also that was the beginning of the school year. I was still getting into my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were also just getting in, we weren't sure what the podcast was going to be.
Right.
And so after episode 2, we had no plan. 0 ideas
Literally.
of what was going to happen.
That's so funny.
So this question goes hand in hand. What is our shortest episode?
Okay. I'm gonna say... I feel like we were always over 50 minutes. I'm gonna say 54 minutes.
Whoa, you're pretty close.
Really? Oh,
You're
nice.
pretty close. Do you, quick bonus if you can name the episode, if you think you know.
Ooh. I just remember I was definitely falling asleep when we recorded it.
There's a lot of episodes where Sarah's almost falling asleep. Granted,
Sleepy girl.
this is not so new.
Okay.
Think about it and I'll read you the times.
Okay.
So we've got 51 minutes, 48 minutes, 55 minutes, or 53 minutes. These are close together.
Oh my God. And what did I say?
And you said 54 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're definitely in that range.
I'm gonna go with 53.
Okay.
Wrong.
but
55.
51.
Shit.
51.
Darn.
But
Really?
yes.
Okay.
So the story about this, I don't know if anybody remembers. We have done a couple episodes in random places, and one of them was when you were dog sitting.
Superstition.
Yes, superstitions,
Okay.
and it was very hard to film.
And Alice was so loud.
We had a noisy dog.
Oh my gosh,
but,
that's so funny.
we were like, we gotta be done. We gotta wrap this up. And so it ended up being 51 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was our shortest episode.
Wow. So I was definitely not falling asleep when we were recording that.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Well, because I hadn't seen you for a while, and also we had a pretty important conversation right before we recorded that episode.
Yes,
So,
we did. So there was a lot of notable things. A lot of things
A lot of
moving
notable
around.
things.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready for the next question?
I'm ready. This is very fun. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm glad. I'm really happy we both had little games for each other.
Me too.
So, how many guest episodes have we had?
Ooh.
And this is not how many guests have we had, but how many guest episodes have we had.
Okay.
I don't I can't remember if I've included the most two recent ones with the telephone game.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, I have the right answer for one of those two answers.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna go through what I remember. I know that we've had on
I can
Cade
keep count.
3 times. Because we had him first time he came to visit, second time he came to visit, and then when he moved out here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely 3. We've had Bella on twice.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did, like, horoscopy personality tests. And then we did... Ooh...
You know this. It's about something that you want to do by the end of a certain season.
Oh, summer bucket list.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, we had Matthew on once because it was for the singing podcast episode.
Singing podcast.
Oh my gosh, so fun. And then we had fan of the pod, Nebraska Bella,
Yes.
who was on for Ideal City.
Yes.
Yes.
Key to the city.
Key to the city. Amazing. Were there any other guests?
Yes.
Yes.
But I can let you ruminate and I can read you the multiple choice while you're thinking.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So I have wow, where'd it go? This one is hard. I gave you a hard multiple choice for this. Just 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Okay. So I would want to say it's 7 because I can't remember if there were any other guests, but your answer of there was at least one more leads me to believe that it should be either 8 or 9. I'm going to go with 9 just in case you included the telephone episodes.
Okay, so wrong, but I'll tell you who you're missing. And you
Who am I
already
missing?
mentioned them. Our parents.
Oh my god, no! Okay,
Our parents.
that's so funny.
So we had our parents on the guest episode back in my day, and they were guests. And then I did indeed include the telephone as just like
Okay.
guest episodes.
So that would be 10.
So we're at 10.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. I can't believe I forgot the parent
But you remembered most of them.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Thank you.
You got a
Thank
lot
you.
of
I tried my
episodes.
best. Yay.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. So, this one you're just not going to get. It's just going to be a shot in the dark, but if you can remember any of the episode titles, I'll be impressed with you.
Okay, well, I have been looking through the episode titles today because I was making your game, so
True,
I'm ready.
true.
I'm ready.
How many times have we used the word arguably or speaking in a title of an episode?
Okay.
This was hard. I
Out
just
of-
went back and counted.
Out of 45, I'm gonna say, like,
They're going to get harder.
12.
I'm going to give you just the multiple choice.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, or 8.
Well, I was way off. 7.
6.
Dang
I'm
it.
just giving you because it's hard.
Perfect.
It's like so
Okay,
hard.
arguably adulting, the speakies.
Wait, that doesn't have. Well, oh, okay. I didn't count speakies because the whole
Okay,
word.
no, that's fair. Fair,
No.
fair. Arguably American.
Yes.
Is one of them. And that's all I've got.
We've got. I can't even remember them off the top of my head either. But I know we have like speaking of spooky,
Oh, nice.
and we have arguably adulting. Did you say that already?
I did.
Oh, you said that first thing, and then we have wow, speaking of social cues and arguably unspoken rules.
Oh my
that was
God.
a name.
That was a doozy.
That was a name.
I love that so much.
Arguably augmented.
Oh, our AI episode.
Our AI episode.
Good episode.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Speaking of sleuthing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I ran that one. I should have remembered
Yeah,
it.
I forgot this one.
Cute.
And then
Very fun.
what do we got? Is that it?
So we're just more creative in our title naming than I anticipated us being.
Yeah, well we went for the alliterations for
We did.
sure. And we
Oh,
got
yeah.
them.
We love
got
that.
them.
We love that. I think they're all very cute. Okay, what's my
Okay.
next question?
Next one. When did we release our first episode?
Ooh, okay. I feel like we were aiming for October 1st, but we missed.
But we missed
a little bit. And so I'm going to say like October. Wait, does that make sense? Weeks what? No, I'm not going to do the math. I'm going to say
try.
I'm going to say October like 16th.
Oh my gosh.
Am I
you're
close?
Oh
my gosh.
You're so close. You're so close. I will give you the multiple choice.
Okay.
And that should narrow it. Well, I mean, there's just one that's not it.
Okay.
September 30th.
No.
October 3rd.
Okay.
October 7th.
Okay.
Or October 11th.
I'm going to say October 11th.
You're so right. You killing
Amazing.
it. Killing
Amazing.
it.
Amazing.
Yeah. That one I was like, it's hard, but I think she can at least deduce the month.
Yes.
For
no,
sure.
I definitely remember that like we had the best intentions to start on October
And it was just not
1st,
gonna happen.
And it just did not occur.
We didn't quite get there. Yeah.
So funny. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Okay. We've got a fun little I've got 3 more questions.
Okay.
And we're gonna start with this one because it is adjacently related to the podcast. How many Instagram posts do we have up right now?
Oh,
in this very
gosh.
moment that we are filming.
Oh gosh.
Not in the future, but in this moment that we are filming.
I want to say, like, looking at the 3x3 grid in my mind, I feel like it's either like 5 or 7.
Oh wow, you're really underestimating us.
Oh, okay. Then 11.
10, 11, 12, or 13.
Definitely 11.
It's 13.
Dang it.
We did better. We were really on top of it
Wow.
pre-podcast.
I
Pre-podcast,
cannot remember.
we did like reels and we were doing
Yeah.
things. We're like, look at our bracket, get so excited. We're going to
Yeah.
make something. And then we just really fell down that hill.
We fell down.
we just
We
did
just
not.
fell down and
we have
kept
not
rolling.
kept posting, but
That's
that is
super
okay.
funny. Well, cute. Okay.
I thought it was fun.
Very
okay.
cute.
This is another hard one.
Okay.
It's the second to last question, so we have this one and one more question.
Okay.
And we've got, what was the last video episode we did?
Oh.
Bonus points if you know the name. But
Oh no.
you can give a number. You can give a number. You can also just like shoot in the dark. This is a hard one.
I'm gonna say episode like 12.
I'll give you numbers.
Okay.
Episode 18, updates and debates. Episode 20, there is superstition. Episode 22, shapes and colors. And episode 24, arguably augmented.
Okay. I know for certain it's not the superstition one.
Yeah.
And I also feel like it's not the shapes and colors one. But feeling less confident on that now.
You are, you're on a path.
Okay.
Follow your intuition.
Okay. What were the other two?
It was episode 24, arguably augmented,
Uh-huh.
or episode 18, updates and debates.
I don't think it's arguably augmented because we were reading off of our computers. So they couldn't have seen us doing that or else it would have been given away in the update. Also, hey, if you guys are listening to the episodes out of order and we just did spoilies, maybe you should have been on the ball.
Should have been on top of that.
Hey, so I'm going to go with episode 18, updates and debates.
Yes, you are so
Amazing,
right.
amazing.
And that was, it was impressive. We've almost, not quite half, but like
Yeah.
2/5
Very close.
or something.
Yeah.
Nearly 2/5 of our episodes have been recorded, which is
Amazing.
impressive. Also, we just keep being like white, and then like the color will come back in the actual video. So sorry about that.
Okay.
And now we're back.
And now we're back.
But we are probably gonna go into the white abyss again. So sorry about that for video formatting. It's Zoom. It's hard. We don't have our nice camera. We
Okay.
weren't prepared, but we wanted to film it. Okay.
Exactly.
So here we are. Okay. So that brings us to the last and final question.
Last and final, I'm ready.
What was our second place podcast name? Before arguably speaking.
Ooh.
I kind of want to give you a list, or do you want, you go for it. You go for it first.
I know it was one that I came up with. I know
Yes.
this for certain. It's not... Is it significantly funny?
I'll give you the
Okay.
list.
Okay, give me the list.
So I have Sounds Like Bad,
Okay.
Guide to Romanticizing Your 20s,
Oh.
Bring Two Forks, or significantly funny.
Okay, it's either Guide to Romanticizing Your 20s or Significantly Funny.
How much do you remember our first episode?
I feel like it's gotta be Guide to Romanticizing Your 20s.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
Woo!
Amazing.
You got
Amazing.
it. That was good.
Yeah. That was so fun.
I had to go back and like listen to that
That's
part of the
amazing.
episode because I was like, I cannot remember. But the reason it was that is because I made special rules for that game that we could have a soapbox and like bring one of the ones that we liked back.
One of the
And
names.
I brought one back. I brought the Guide to Romanticizing Your 20s and you brought back Bring Two Forks.
I did.
Yes. Which I'm so happy we didn't do Bring Two Forks.
Yeah, that would have been
We're
really
not
lame.
a food podcast.
No, we're not.
Like,
Not to be like, you know, we did talk about food in our catch-up, but like also we're not a food podcast.
we're not a food
How many
podcast.
puns could we have made with Bring Two Forks?
Not. We would have been like Bring Two
Adults?
Adults.
To be fair, kind of funny.
Bring Two Thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was our second one. Our whole bracket, honestly, I would say at least half of them were good names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would say.
And you came up with the majority of those names.
Well, thank you.
You did good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Never say I didn't do anything for this podcast.
No, you did a lot. You got us our first microphone.
Yay.
And you got us like off the ground. You've been keeping the vibes up.
Yay.
And we've been podcasting every week for the better part of the year.
For the better part of
Like
this
we
year.
didn't quite get there, but it's a big commitment. I don't think
It
either
is.
of us realized how much of an undertaking we're doing, but it
Yeah.
became more and more like important to keep going.
To keep going.
Yeah.
Well, because once we got to a certain milestone, I can't remember what milestone it was. I feel like it was like 18 because we were really close to 20, and it was like, wow, we've been doing this for like
months.
5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many months.
Which is wild. I don't know if you wrote down a list of a guide to having a podcast with your best friend.
But we are going to go over it really quickly.
Amazing.
So our last bit, because we now have all of the wisdom that we'd like to impart on you, we're going to tell you how to make a perfect podcast with your best friend. And Sarah, you start. You got your list up.
Amazing. So, first, number 1, find out a way to say hello to your listeners, because starting off a podcast, hard. Like, it's always a little weird figuring out the mic, and like its little crackles at the beginning was a thing, but also just making sure that we could start together and we knew what we were saying for the first like 30 seconds made starting to record and getting into the episode so much better.
The amount of times, hi everybody, everyone, hi people.
Hey, and hello.
The amount of times we had to cut that out at the very beginning
Amazing.
was a lot.
Amazing.
Was a lot.
Yeah.
And we realized we weren't like introducing ourselves, but
Right.
audio format, like even though we have videos in some of them, you can't see who we are.
Yeah, you
So
might forget which voice belongs to which host.
it's nice to have a little bit of an introduction. Yes, that was also like my top one. Have a good introduction. Additionally, have like a setup.
Yeah.
Granted, if you saw our setup right now, you would be disappointed. But we do have a ring light.
Yeah.
We do have a camera. We have a microphone. And we've got
Exactly.
a lot of boxes.
Amazing.
A lot of boxes that are popping a lot of different things up.
We've got the gear and we've got the routine down.
we
Which
do.
is very great. Very
Yeah.
good.
And so having that and being okay with what you're releasing, because it is out there, people are going to be hearing it, and we have a couple episodes, as mentioned, that sound like bad.
Like, they do sound
They
like
sound
that.
like really bad. Even if the content's really good, I think just having a good microphone or a
Very
decent
important.
microphone elevates it so much more. Having editing software is even better unless you're super great at speaking. But we got into editing and even a little bit of sound manipulation to cut out some stuff.
I agree.
And then sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and realize that something's going to be bad
Yep.
and not sound the best, and that's okay.
to go along with that, another one of the rules that I wrote down is don't talk while you yawn and turn down your phone. Because I, very guilty of yawning and just pushing through in what I was trying to say. Kiera, mildly guilty of getting phone calls while we're on the pod.
It's true. It's true. But my phone is usually on vibrate, not silent. So you can like still kind of hear it. But not like, it's not like a ring.
Very silly. Very silly.
Very silly. And then, sorry, did you have something that you wanted to add to this one?
Yeah,
Please
I just wrote down a bunch because I thought they were fun. Nail down a day to record together, but stay flexible.
Yes.
It's really nice to be able to fall back on the like, oh yes, like we're gonna record on Monday. That means that we always will have 2 days to edit, and it like made life simple. And then also, you know, sometimes plans come up, things happen. Staying
Sometimes
flexible, very important.
Yes. Staying flexible, but mine was also like staying consistent in terms of how you're structuring your episode. So
true.
how we've been doing it, and we did not have this at the beginning. We had a big talk of like, what are we going to do? Because we can't just continually talk off the cuff.
Yeah.
And so our episodes are pretty much formatted obviously around us, but the first 20 minutes generally, give or take a little bit, sometimes we break the structure, are about our catch up, what we've done for the week, any notable events, anything we want to share with the podcast. And then after that, we have 40 or so minutes of what the actual topic is. So if you have that structure, you're able to like flow through a lot better.
Yeah. And it definitely stops you from having those moments of like, I don't know where to go next.
Yeah, like I have nothing planned.
Yeah.
For some episodes, we'd have like mini games. For some episodes, we were just talking about a certain theme. Some were like reading different stories or telling different stories.
Definitely.
But regardless, having just some semblance of something prepared to think about talking about is a lot easier than just saying words out loud.
Very important. And I had 2 things that I wrote down having to do with themes. First, if you have a theme idea, write it down.
Immediately.
You will forget it otherwise.
I had a great idea about something that we could talk about.
And it was awesome, and it was going to be so fun, and it's gone.
It's out. It's on my
I
head.
have no idea. My other theme rule was when in doubt of a theme, invite a guest.
Yes.
And then make them come up with whatever we were going to talk about that episode.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, do you want to be a guest on our podcast? It would be so fun to have you on.
Yeah, just let us know what you want to talk about.
Well, because it's really your episode. We want you to have fun. We do this every week.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about, we are so excited. Just let us know.
Just let us know. And we can help you
know.
prep a little bit, but we want it to be led by you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another one I had was don't stress about the description. No one reads it.
Nobody reads the description.
Like, literally, it doesn't matter. The name of the podcast, pretty important. People see that. It's cute.
And it's the first thing that you're like, oh, what's this about? And you can kind of have something there for the first 2 or 3 words. After that, no one cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
We hid an Easter egg, like a sneaky little professor once, and we were like, hey, if you read this description, DM us or send us an email or whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Granted, I don't think anyone might take that extra step even if they did see it. But I think we also hid an Easter egg that was like, do something like extremely
in the poll.
similar.
Yeah,
in the poll. Or like just like it if you... or press something on the poll if you've even read this. And nothing.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But hey, pretty fun.
But hey, okay, my next thing, have a consistent filming spot.
I love it.
Because we have had many a times where we've had to adjust and it's been hard. Because we're always trying to find a way to set things up and make things sound like okay. Granted, we are not professionals. We're like sitting in my room and talking.
It's true.
For an hour.
It's true.
But being able to do that every single time, 1, makes the sound consistent because you're in the same room. But also, 2, is really nice because you're not holding things up weird.
Exactly.
And you're not moving stuff around. And you're not having to deal with as many echoes and stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And also, I said, you know, as you said, we always do a catch up at the beginning. save stuff for the pod, but also don't be afraid to share the story with your friend when it happens because it's exciting. Just be really good at pretending like you've heard it for the first time on the pod.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there were so many times it was like, I cannot tell you this and you're going to have to wait.
Yeah, literally. Which sometimes anticipation killing you, you know?
Killing me.
Also, the anticipation is killing me. One of our names of an episode. Pretty fun. But yeah, also there are loads of times which you, dear listener, had no idea that I was just faking a reaction because I had already heard the information Kiera was telling me, and I just said exactly what I had said previously on the pod.
It's all about tone and intonation. Like, as long as you're like, what? And it helped a lot when we stopped recording stuff. I feel like we were able to be a lot more natural and really just talk through things. When we're recording things, you look at yourself and you're like, am I sitting right? Am I doing this right?
Pretty?
Am I looking too much at you? Am I looking too much at the camera? All of the things.
It's true.
So, yeah. I'm with you.
Amazing. And that's all I had for having a podcast with your best friend.
Well, okay, I have one more, and it's like to have a best friend that's willing to do a podcast with you.
Yay!
Because God knows, whoever's listening, but God knows that Sarah and I, we always have thought we were really funny, and we love to hear ourselves talk.
We do.
But don't let it just be a pipe dream. You need to have one driver, and you need to have one person that is committed to the ride.
A very willing passenger.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
true. It's true.
And very much there when needed. Like, always there at the right time to pick me up where I'm like, wow, this is really hard.
Yep.
And like, this is a lot and feeling overwhelming. And I think we make a great team.
I think we do too. Yay!
Yay! But that's our guide to starting a podcast with your best friend and making it as good as it can be. You will guess and check a lot of times, and things will just happen when they happen.
It's true. Help each other when you can. Editing usually takes longer than you think it will.
Sometimes you have to edit and also get ready for events at the same time, and also curl your hair. But sometimes you can do hard things.
It's true. Sometimes you're editing the podcast while also eating. I always loved having a little snack while I edited. I don't know. I was like, I don't think I've done anything crazy while editing the pod. Sometimes you edit the pod at work.
Yeah, I did not do that. My work would not let me edit the podcast, but glad Sarah's did.
Hey, I was on lunch.
Yeah, it was a lunch break.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of fills out our episode. We hope you enjoyed the catch-up. We hope you enjoyed our little games. Go back and listen to our funny episodes. We want to know what you think.
There are some great ones.
There's some really good ones. And tell us how you would plan your perfect podcast.
Yes.
Give us some feedback.
That's great.
As mentioned before, this is the official end of season 1.
finale.
We will no longer be doing weekly episodes because we're not going to be in the same area. Life's going to get busy in a way that we can't predict quite yet. But we also have prepped ourselves to be able to do reunion episodes with an additional microphone, with some Zoom capabilities, and with the power of friendship.
Thank you so much for coming along with us every Wednesday. We have really enjoyed recording it, even if this is just future Kiera and future Sarah reliving the wonderful year that we've lived together. We're very happy that you're here and listening.
And you did a great job. We're really proud of you. You did a lot.
Yay!
And we're gonna get all sappy and emotional in a second.
It's true.
But thanks again for watching. Follow all of the things. We got YouTube, we got Spotify, we have Instagram, and rate and like and the things.
Comment, send us an email.
Fill out
Share
the
this
poll
with a friend you want to start a podcast with.
Thanks again for being here. We enjoyed it, and we will talk to you next time on
Arguably Speaking.
Bye!
Bye.